Welcome to the PCFL Show. On this week's episode, we've got highlights from our Week 8 games and previews of the Week 9 matchups. The PCFL Show is brought to you in part by 916 Design Studio. For all your design needs, call 916-747-9255. Also by Hosted Sports, the only one-stop place for all sports on the web. On the opening kick, Quentin Toney takes the ball for the Chiefs and takes it 99 yards for the touchdown.
That flow like helium. El agua sabe dulce, cántaro tan lleno, despierta el antiguo corazón.
Later on in the first, Cody Allen scrambles and hits Jared Dixon, who takes it to the house for the touchdown. Cody Allen strikes again in the second quarter, this time to Paris Warren. The Chiefs drove down the field, but the pass was tipped and picked off by Chase Sears, who takes it 90 yards for the score. And in the third quarter, Lamont Muldrow runs it in for the touchdown. A Jimmy Sanchez field goal caps the scoring, and your final score is Delta Ducks 30, Solano Chiefs 6. The Bulls take their opening drive and are knocking on the door, but Ricky Webster picks the ball off for the Eagles. And on their next drive, a Jason Walker pick six put the Eagles on the board. Allen Webster scored next for the Eagles, dragging a few Bulls along with him. The Eagles go for two, and they get it as Ray Pinkston hits Jamal Colbert. And Ray Pinkston also hit Carl Smith for a touchdown. And in the third quarter, Allen Webster wasn't done for the night, bouncing it outside and taking it in for the score. And your final score is San Jose Eagles 27, Tri-Valley Bulls nothing. The Barnstormers get on the board first as Corey Murphy hits Nick Breland for the touchdown. The point after went bad, but then it went good as they converted for two. Midway through the first, Omari Carr scampers across the goal line for six. The Rhinos look to start pushing the ball down the field, but Chad Kakobin picks it and takes it to the house. In the second quarter, Corey Murphy scrambles and takes it in on the ground for the score. Near the end of the quarter, the Rhinos are in position to score, but Chad Kakobin stops it again. In the third quarter, Corey Smith gets his second touchdown on the ground. And in the fourth quarter, Corey Murphy hits Nick Breland for their second through the air. And your final score is Central Coast Barnstormers 43, California Rhinos nothing.
You are watching the PCFL Show with your host, Angry Mike.
The Rattlers get on the board first as Mike Nichols hits DeAndre Montgomery for the touchdown. In the second quarter, Mike Nichols hits Deion Davis for the score. Later on in the quarter, the Spartans take a shot, but Jarrell Jackson picks it and takes it to the house for the Rattlers. Deion Davis snares another touchdown, as does DeAndre Montgomery. Mike Nichols finished on the day 20 of 30 for 310 yards and 4 touchdowns. And Carl Michaelon got on the board on this punt return. And your final score is North Bay Rattlers 49, Salinas Valley Spartans nothing. On the Furies' opening drive, Kimby Drayton takes it in for the score. And on their second drive, Jarrell Nelson takes it in from 44 yards out. On the next Giant possession, the pass is picked off and lateraled and returned 35 yards for the touchdown. Later on in the first quarter, the Giants get on the board when B.J. Wimberly hauls in a 50-yard touchdown pass from Marquez Shaw. After both teams trade possessions, the Giants go to punt, but it's blocked, scooped, and scored by the Fury. Late in the second quarter, Shaw tosses his second touchdown pass, this time to Deshaun Hosey Jr. In the third quarter, Logan Hollis hits a wide-open receiver to extend the Fury's lead. Jarrell Nelson gets his second touchdown of the day off this run. In the fourth quarter, defense comes up big for the Fury, here with a fumble recovery, and later on an interception return to cap it. And your final score is Capital City Fury 48, Golden State Giants 14. This game was dominated by defense. The Outlaws do a little pooch punt, and it bounces and is grabbed by the Islanders, but fumbled and recovered by the Outlaws. That sets up this Johnny Garcia field goal. Backed up to their own end zone, the Outlaws dodged a bullet as Tim Thomas takes it out of there. But they weren't able to capitalize. The Islanders did capitalize as Jimmy Sweeney puts a 43-yard field goal through to tie. On the ensuing kickoff, a bad choice gives the Outlaws bad field position. And on the next play, it's a fumble. The Islanders recover. The Outlaw defense held, but Jimmy Sweeney put the field goal through for 3. And your final score is Pacifica Islanders 6, South Beach Outlaws 3. Let's take a look at our performers of the week.
You're watching the PCFL Show.
The Spartans have had a few games where it seems like they didn't do as well on the road as they do at home. Will that be the case this weekend when they travel to San Francisco to take on a hungry Giant team who's looking to get a monkey off their back? The Salinas Valley Spartans take on the Golden State Giants Saturday at Galileo Academy Field. Kickoff's at 1 o'clock. The San Jose Eagles are on a 2-game winning streak. They need this win to keep their playoff hopes alive. The Chiefs had a 3-game winning streak broken this last weekend. They're in the same boat as the Eagles. They need this win. The San Jose Eagles take on the Solano Chiefs Saturday at Vaca Christian High School. Kickoff's at 5 o'clock. Sponsored by All Pro Security. Some might say the Islanders pulled off an upset this past weekend, but it's not an upset given the way their defense is playing. At 4-3, they need this win for playoff positioning. The Rhinos have dropped their last 2 and are likely out of playoff contention. Will they play the role of spoiler this weekend? The Pacifica Islanders take on the California Rhinos this Saturday at Burrell Field in San Leandro. 2 o'clock kickoff, sponsored by Hacienda Plaza Family Dentistry. The Delta Ducks are in the same predicament as all of the other playoff contenders. They need the win to maintain the pace. The Tri-Valley Bulls aren't worried about playoffs, but they're worried about building for the future. They've built a good foundation, they just need to build some positive momentum. The Delta Ducks take on the Tri-Valley Bulls Saturday at Granada High School in Livermore. Kickoff's at 6 o'clock. The Capital City Fury stopped a 2-game skid this past week and are looking to continue the positive momentum for the playoff picture. The War Angels, meanwhile, are in playoff position, but they face a tough stretch of their schedule to end the season. Both need this game. The Fury take on the War Angels Saturday, 7 o'clock at JFK High School in Richmond. Like the other teams facing the potential 6-4 glut, the Barnstormers need this game. A win would go a long way into not leaving things to tiebreakers. Not many thought a team would go undefeated in the PCFL this year, and the Rattlers are proving everybody wrong. Can they maintain that focus and intensity to remain undefeated? The Barnstormers take on the Rattlers. Santa Rosa High School. Kickoffs at 1 o'clock this Saturday. Well, that's it for another episode. The playoff picture's coming together, but it's probably not going to be finalized till the last week. That means there's some exciting games coming up, so go check one out. Also, be sure to share the show links on Facebook. The more we get out into our communities, the more people we get coming to our games. Also, check out the PCFL.com for more info. I'm your host, Angry Mike, and I'll see you next week.